Hey everybody, it's Jerry, and what I'm going to show you how to make today is something for the Jewish holiday Purim, which is going on right now. And it's a traditional cookie that we make during that time. It's called Hamantaschen. And it's pretty easy to make. I'm going to show you how to make a gluten and dairy-free version, however. So the first thing I'm starting with is a cup of non-dairy shortening, which has been softened a little bit. I didn't let it soften as much as I would like to, just because I was running out of time. And I'm going to be a little lazy. Instead of creaming it by hand with a fork, I'm going to use an electric beater. And it'll, I think, help make it a little smoother too. So I've got a cup of shortening, and I'm going to basically beat it with an electric mixer until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so now I'm going to add to that a half a cup of brown sugar. Now this is just pure brown cane sugar, as basically unprocessed as you can get when it comes to sugar. So I'm going to add a half a cup, and then I'm going to mix that in with the shortening. Okay, then once that's mixed up pretty well, we're going to add an egg to that. And continue mixing that up until that's all nice and smooth. And then I'm going to add some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then just mix that in as well. Right now we're going to mix up some dry ingredients. So I'm going to start with a cup of brown rice flour. And a half a cup of coconut flour. And then a teaspoon of xanthan gum. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. And a teaspoon of orange peel. And I'm just going to mix those together really well. One last thing that I forgot to add is baking powder. This is aluminum-free baking powder. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then mix that in. Alright, now we're going to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, just a little bit at a time, and mix them in. We're basically trying to get a nice dough that we can roll out. We don't want it to be too dry. Alright, so once you've mixed the dough up pretty well, we can sort of finish mixing it with our hands. Just kind of press it together with your hands and form a dough with it. So what I've got is a couple of pieces of wax paper that I'm going to use to help roll this out. And what I like to use is some kind of starch, like arrowroot starch is good for rolling it out, like you would normally flour your dough and the board and everything when you roll it out. So I'm going to take some arrowroot starch spread it out over the wax paper. This can be a lot messier than flour, so just be aware. And then I'm going to press the dough in the middle. And I'm going to put some more of the starch on top. And then take the other piece of wax paper and put it on top. And now we can carefully roll this out. You want to get it pretty thin. But just go very easy, because it'll tend to crack and break, so you want to be really careful with it. Alright, so now once you've got it nice and rolled out, we can take the top wax paper off. And now what we want to do is cut the dough into circles. And what I'm going to use is a glass. So find a glass that has the size that you want. You could go even a little bigger than this if you wanted to make them a little bit bigger. So just take the glass and dip the edges a little bit in the starch. And then just proceed to cut circles as close as you can get them together. So you can get as many as you can. So just cut and twist a little bit. Just press down and twist. Okay, and then take the remaining dough and just put that aside. We're going to use that to make more of these. Then the next thing we're going to do is fill these with jam. So whatever your favorite flavors of jam are, I try to find ones that are as healthy as possible, don't have too much sugar, they're made with mostly fruit. So I've got a few different flavors here. I've got some strawberry, I've got some apricot, and some raspberry. So what we're going to do first is just wet the circle a little bit with your finger, just so that it doesn't crack, so it stays together. And then take the fruit filling and put some on the center. And then we're going to fold the edges over to make a triangle shape. So it's going to be like a three-sided, it kind of looks like one of those three-sided hats. That's kind of what you're going for. So it's a delicate process with these because they can break pretty easily. And then I've got a cookie sheet that I've sprayed with coconut oil so that it won't stick. And we're going to carefully take the cookie off of here and put it on the sheet. So I've got a little flat serving thing here. And just check the edges so that they're nice and stuck together. Again, you can take your finger and wet it. Just kind of wet the edges. And then just proceed with filling them. You could use, different flavors for the different cookies. and fill them all that way. Okay, so once you've rolled out and cut all of the dough and made all the cookies, we take the baking sheet and put it in the oven, which has been preheated to 350 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes, until you'll see the edges will start to get like a golden brown. Well, these are a little bit brown already, but you'll see them get darker. So try not to overcook them, but let's see how they come out. Okay, so I let these cook for 12 minutes in the oven, and here they are, the finished Hamantaschen, gluten, dairy-free. So try them yourself at home and enjoy.